In this video, I'm going to briefly introduce to you the new NAPALM-Ansible collection. So we've created a new NAPALM-Ansible collection. It is up on Ansible Galaxy. I'm showing you a screenshot of sort of what it looks like up on Galaxy. You can also just go to Galaxy, do a search on Galaxy, search for NAPALM, and you're going to see it there. If you click on that, you can see the current version, which as of when I'm recording this is 0.9.13. You can see the installation process for installing the collection. And if you click on the README, you can see a little bit more details on the installation process. Now, make sure you do both of these two steps. So not only do you need to use Galaxy to install the collection, but you need to pip install the NAPALM Python library. Now let me show you the installation process and how to use this collection really quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and make a virtual environment here. So I'll go ahead and do the following. So I'm just going to make a virtual environment in this .venv directory. I'm going to go ahead and source that virtual environment. If I go ahead and look at pip list, you can see I have almost nothing installed. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade pip to the latest version, mostly to get that warning to go away. Okay, so now I have a clean virtual environment. I'm going to go ahead and install the Ansible Community Edition 3.4.0, which is a fairly recent version of the Community Edition. And this will also install Ansible Base, Ansible Core, so we'll be able to see that when we do pip list at the end of this process. Okay, so we now have Ansible installed. So once again, we'll do pip list. We'll just see everything that we have installed at this point. You can see we have both Ansible and Ansible Base installed. You can see it's Ansible 3.4.0. Now we'll go ahead and pip install NAPALM. Okay, so now we have NAPALM installed. So now we should have all the Python libraries that we need. So here you can see NAPALM. Here you can see that NetMiko has been installed, which is a dependency that NAPALM has. So we have our Python libraries set up correctly. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove any Ansible collections that I have installed. So Ansible is going to install collections into this .ansible folder in your home directory. Okay, so I don't have any. So then I'm going to go ahead and use this process here. So I'm going to use this command here to install the NAPALM collection. Okay, so now if we cd into this .ansible folder, we just look at this Ansible folder real quick, you can see that it has in fact installed this NAPALM collection. Now, how do we use this NAPALM collection? So how do we use this collection in a playbook? Go back into my sandbox directory. I have a simple NAPALM playbook here. You can see that I'm going to be executing on this on a set of hosts. So this is going to be actually 4 Cisco iOS XE hosts. I've turned gather facts off. Now I'm actually going to use the NAPALM modules starting in this first task here. So you can see I'm now using the fully qualified collection name, and the fully qualified collection name is going to be napalm.napalm. So the first name is the organization name. So the organization here, as you can see up on Galaxy, is the NAPALM organization. And then the actual module names, so the group associated with that is NAPALM. So a little bit annoying that we have to put NAPALM twice in there, but this is the organization name, this is the collection name underneath this organization, and then this is the specific module that we're executing. So in this case, we're going to be executing the getFacts module, and we're specifying the filter, and this is just an argument to getFacts, and you can look up this on the documentation associated with the NAPALM-Ansible or this particular getFacts module, but we're just specifying to use the facts filter. And then I'm just going to use the debug module, once again using the fully qualified collection name to print out the facts that we gathered here. Let's look really quickly at our inventory. So we can see what our inventory looks like for this. So I'm just specifying my Ansible connection is network CLI. I'm specifying the path to the Python interpreter, so that's this ~sandbox.bnv, and then I've specified those 4 Cisco iOS XE boxes, and I've also specified the Ansible network OS is iOS. Now I'm going to go ahead and run this playbook. I'm going to go ahead and do testpb.yaml. Now I'm also going to specify to use this local inventory file, and I'm going to prompt for the password using the -k argument. So that's a command line argument to say prompt me for the password. And I'm also going to specify the username to use, which for these devices is this username PyClass. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and enter in the device password, and now we're going to gather facts from those 4 Cisco iOS XE devices. Okay, so you can see that the fact gathering worked properly. So we connected to Cisco 1, Cisco 2, Cisco 5, Cisco 6, and here you can start to see information about these devices. So here you can see this is an iOS device, model number, OS version. Here you can see this is an iOS XE device, another iOS device, and then the final iOS XE device. So we used NAPALM facts to connect to those devices and gather some information about them. The key point in these sets of videos was me showing you how to install the NAPALM-Ansible collection, and also showing you how to use the collection in a playbook, in particular, how to use the fully qualified collection name to get your playbook to operate correctly. Now, one reminder, make sure that when you're doing this, that you also pip install the NAPALM library. You're going to need the NAPALM library to be installed into your Python environment on your Ansible control machine.